We're at the San Francisco Comic-Con. I'm with Professor Pig and Harley Quinn. Hey, all right, guys, you guys having fun today or what?
Absolutely.
Ooh, hey, you haven't slaughtered anyone yet, have you?
Oh, I've made several perfect.
Ah, I see there's a lot of, this is good though, you know, it's a nice look for you. I think this is, people like it. Blood on Crocs is always good.
I call it villain chic.
Huh, nice, nice. How'd you hook up with Harley Quinn?
Oh, two great crazy minds think alike.
Oh, nice. And you're okay with blood and guts and all this?
Definitely.
Oh, so you'll play clowns?
Always.
Will you play Get in the White Van?
No.
Oh, come on, come on. It'll be fun.
I don't go for candy.
I mean, so I'm not hanging out with Harley then? All right, let's go inside and check out some artists on tonight's episode of Circus of Chaos, San Francisco Comic-Con. Comic-Cons are a great event to meet and explore local talent from artists to cosplayers, toy makers, and more. Someone asked me the other day, why are you shooting your show? That's an easy one. I give all the freaks, geeks, and weirdos a platform to sound off on their costumes, artwork, and creations. I end up running into folks like Wolf Guy here. Lycanthropy is amazing, but werewolf, holy crap. Okay, you know what? Let's just talk for a minute. There is a booth of food over there, so don't eat meat, we're gonna get the food. My question is, did you rip a face off like this art here? Yes or no? Okay, that's good, that's good. We got a real werewolf here, so if you want... Oh, he's ripping the werewolf face off to show his face.
I am both a monster and a human. As my monster form, I cannot understand a word that a human says, so I have to refer to a human being so that I can translate and explain to my creature what it did. And yes, we ripped off someone's head, not just anybody's head, but several heads. Several heads, why is that? That is the natural role of a monster, not just for a werewolf, but it could be for a Sasquatch, a killer wild animal, or some alien from another planet. Ripping heads off, as well as arms, overall body limbs, are a monster's role, the monster's joy, a monster's excitement, and monster's overall pleasure.
Okay, so let's check back in with him a little bit later on in the show. How about we chat with some horror artists?
My name is Raul de Maurice, and what I do is what you can consider surrealism. My art is a little bit more in the surrealism concept, but it also, for some people, it looks more like pop surrealism, which is more like a newer style.
Tell me about some movies that inspired you as a child, kind of helps with your artwork.
I'm not sure if there's any movie that actually inspired my artwork, but definitely the works of H.P. Lovecraft. I read a lot of his books, and definitely Cthulhu is a very prominent character that I decided to do. But if you look at the piece, it's more like a baby Cthulhu, right? I wanted to make him as a baby. Usually a lot of artists make him as more of a scary, sort of entity, more as described in the books. But I decided to make it more as a baby, taking a shower, playing with a ship.
Were there any comic book artists or other artists that you really enjoyed growing up where you're like, man, I gotta have this?
Yeah, definitely Salvador Dali is one of my main influences, and I think that's the main guy so far that I decided I liked a lot as a kid. And there was a lot of other, Japanese cartoons I watched as a kid that I liked back in the day.
This booth here, I'm looking at everything, and they go well together. Tell me about your partnership and your friend's artwork.
Well, Felicia Ann, I guess we have a lot in common in terms of some of the, I guess, the darkness of her artwork, but a lot of the concepts are very different. She's more into like science, and there's a lot of science stuff in her work.
One day, were you sitting there like, just ate some pizza, and you're like, I'm gonna make a Cthulhu artwork. I love that. Tell me about that, when you made that.
I read a lot of the H.P. Lovecraft books, and Cthulhu was a prominent character that I wanted to do. And it was actually Christmas. I was at home, I was eating some cheese, drinking some wine, and I was thinking of doing a Cthulhu piece. At the moment, I just figured I wanted to make it different than most Cthulhus I've seen. and I decided to make it into a baby Cthulhu.
All right, now I got to ask about this one here, the Nightmare Before Christmas. Is like, what's going on in this picture here where everything's coming out, man?
Okay, so I've got that before, Nightmare Before Christmas, kind of like looking characters in there, but it has nothing to do with the movie. It's more of has to do with the Pandora's Box Greek mythology story. So that's in the blue skin is Pandora, and she's opening the jar, which is supposed to be a jar back in the day, just somehow able transformed into a box these days. But everything you see coming out of it is basically all the evil that came out of the box when she opened the box.
See, we should do a whole show on like, hey, what's this painting about? Hey, it's Pandora's box and this house. I mean, I could just watch this and listen to stories all day, man.
Oh, whenever, let me know.
Yeah, see, half-hour documentary.
Maybe by then I'll be ready.
Yeah, Netflix, there you go.
You're watching Circus of Chaos.
From San Francisco Comic-Con.
Mad pig man. Mad pig man. Mad pig man.
His face is ripped, it's all unzipped.
Mad pig man.
Fun for the whole family. It's Mad Pig Man. Get one today.
We were downtown yesterday, and I was telling all the girls at PTA that I get to come talk about myself, and Brittany and Spring were just so excited to have you here, and everyone was just so amazed, and just so incredible, and
Oh my. I had no idea this house was so enormous.
Mr. Vandal finds it most suitable for his needs.
Oh, I'm sure he does. So, I really must ask. I've always heard this house was haunted. Any spooky happenings since you've been here?
Mice.
It's famous monsters of filmland, Halloween Bash.
That's right. October 27th through the 29th, this year in San Jose Convention Center, we have people from Neil Gaiman's American Gods, George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, Bela Lugosi. Oh, it's fantastic.
And also the last remaining creature of the Black Lagoon, Rico Browning. It's famous monsters of filmland, Halloween Bash.
No, this is my bag. You can't have my bag. No, this is mine. Here, you can't. This is my backpack. I don't want to. Okay, all right, take it easy. After watching the new Stephen King horror film It and being a little bit disturbed, I decided to ask some cosplayers what their scariest film was to them and why.
Chucky. That is terrifying, and I never want to have dolls or anything like that ever.
I don't know if it's exactly horror, but Final Destination movies just freak me out because they seem so like odd but also plausible.
I don't watch horror films because I know that I'm just gonna get nightmares and then I'm gonna like panic all the time.
There's a Japanese film called Reincarnation. It freaks me out because there's a hanging in it, and if there's anything that scares me, it's hanging and just dolls in general, and it's got both.
The Exorcist, just because when I was young it was extremely graphic and just totally out left field for a middle school kid to see.
And I actually haven't watched it, but I've seen so many clips and it just freaks me out whenever I see any like movie cosplays of it and things like that.
Here's my 10-second movie review of It. It's Stand By Me meets The Goonies meets a horrific, murderous clown who eats people. Overall, I liked it. Just don't let your teenagers see it, or else you'll be paying for years of therapy.
Look like a nice boy. Do you want a balloon too, Georgie?
I'm not supposed to take stuff from strangers.
Oh, well, I'm Pennywise the dancing clown. Now we aren't strangers, are we?
I should get going now.
But without your boat? Here. Take it.
There you go. She's all ready, Captain.
Thanks, Billy.
It's not like any town I've ever been in before. People die or disappear 6 times the national average. And that's just grown-ups. Kids are worse. Way, way worse.
We all float down here.
I saw something. There was this
clown. Yeah, I saw him too.
Look. It's all connected by the sewers. That's where it lives. What happened? Bill?
Bill, if you'll come with me, you'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too.
Hi, I'm Robert Lidke, better known as Bob the Artist, and I love doing crazy pop culture lineups and mashups and try to introduce a little fun where there's normally not fun in pop culture.
I want to talk particularly, let's talk about your lineups. What inspired you as an artist to come up with the lineups? And let's start with the horror genre.
Well, the horror genre was just because I've seen how people are interested in horror yet, no matter the age, going all the way back to Frankenstein, Dracula, and I just decided instead of just doing single prints of them, I'd, put them in the lineup, which kind of grew out of just cosplayers and seeing cosplayers do different versions of the same character. So just like, hey, if a particular character committed a crime, they're going to round up all the people that look like the character to see who it is, and that's how it started.
I like how Chucky is, hey, well, you got him down at 3 feet. Myers is pretty darn tall, so you did your homework, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I tried to do to make it authentic, because people say, oh, are these the exact sizes? It's like, no, but they're proportionally probably pretty close.
Hey, and then Little Rocky Horror Picture Show. Tell me about that one.
Well, once again, it's just, I've been a Rocky fan since too many years to disclose, and just Rocky lives on. And even at this show this weekend, they did a Rocky Horror presentation last night where they had the actors out in front of the stage doing it while it ran, and I love it.
What I like about your art is you'll take a niche that someone really likes, whether it's the wrestling characters of the 80s and 90s who are very colorful, or the DC characters, and you know what people like, and you mix it up. I just noticed your Ripley, strong she can do it, man. I love that. You basically have taken all your favorites and thrown them into the pop culture of that, or Sports Illustrated. Tell me your top favorite categories, what people are going to see.
Well, it started, I do a lot of different mashups. I did out of my She Can Do It's. The first one was Agent Carter, and it's because it was a natural because she was in the era of Rosie the Riveter, and she was an empowered woman also, so it was a natural mashup. And it's been my best-selling print for about 3 years, and it's finally starting to wind down now that Agent Carter doesn't exist on TV and movies anymore. So it's like, all right, what are other empowered women I can pass the hat to? And it's like, hey, Ellen Ripley, Sarah Connor. We got next on the drawing board is Xena, Warrior Princess.
What's the website everyone can find your fantastic art at?
BobTheArtist.com.
Hey, let's check back in with Wolf Guy.
In other words, I'll give the name for you. It's called being out on the prowl, out on the hunt, and stalking victims of all sorts. It wants not just stalking, not just chasing, but also catching them and doing more than just ripping them apart, more than just anticipating their heads, decapitating them, but ripping them to shreds, ripping them to pieces as well. Just like when you cut food open, cut food apart so you can eat it. Just like with Thanksgiving turkey.
We'll be right back with Circus of Chaos.
And now, let's get back to Wolf Guy. So if I don't want to get eaten, what's the best thing I could do? Like, wear silver, or, put garlic. That's for vampires, silver, right? Because werewolves don't like silver. Am I right or am I wrong?
The best way to avoid being eaten, it depends how you approach the monster. My creature also has feelings, just like a human. It can sense if something is bad or good. All but on the bad side, the only time you have to worry about being eaten, having your head decapitated, is if you're going to be somebody who's malicious and hostile, somebody or something that my creature senses that you're going to try and challenge it, you're going to be hostile and malicious towards, then you'll have to consider the warning of not only being eaten, but being torn apart, or either way, or being torn apart and then eaten alive or dead by my creature. But the only time you don't bite, you may be spared from a harmful fate, a horrific fate, if you are calm, if you're harmless with my creature. If it senses that you're good, you're peaceful, you're harmless, then you don't have to worry about becoming a victim of my creature. Otherwise, if you were something or somebody malicious and hostile, then you have to worry about the apocalyptic.
So if I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons, eating pizza, sitting on the ground, I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm not gonna get eaten. I'm good, so we're good.
Yeah, so you're being friendly. So
Ah,
creature
okay.
will not suspect you to be something harmless, something harmful, malicious, or hostile. If you're nice, if you're friendly, if it senses you're harmless, you're friendly, then you don't have to worry about being eaten or having your head decapitated like this one right here.
Oh.
As you see right here. This one person right here, he got his head decapitated because it was hostile and malicious. It wanted to threaten my life.
Hostile and malicious. There you go, folks. Hey, good luck with that. Good luck with this.
The Canis werewolf.
Yes, and go.
It's hunting right now. It's
All right,
right here.
go.
Sniffy.
Hunt him, buddy. Hunt him. Let's kill it.
You don't.
Hey, we're here with Mark from Monstark. And Mark, I love your boots, man. Listen, what's going on here? I see a lot of lycanthropy and Lovecraft and also The Thing. Tell me what has inspired you, buddy.
I am inspired by weird things in nature, transformation. All that kind of feeds into my love of werewolves and shapeshifters. So I also kind of imagine a world where creatures and monsters can kind of commingle with humans and hang out with them and have relationships with them and you know, or just kind of live amongst humans. This is all kind of what that world looks like to me. So it's all kind of part of the same thing.
What artists inspired you growing up?
Pretty much everything that I saw inspired me, which is kind of a lame answer, but I didn't have anybody in particular that I really knew about because I didn't really know about a lot of artists until I got older. So I kind of liked a lot of old horror comics, whatever random comic books my mom would bring home, Mad Magazine, stuff like that. And then just the weird, you know, TV shows and things with dinosaurs and monsters in them.
Lycanthropy is the #1, but something looks very The Thing right out of John Carpenter's there.
Yeah.
You like that movie? And it looks like that's what that is, right?
The Thing is one of my favorite films ever. And it's so influential still, and I see that everywhere. I mean, you can just see in any horror artist, a lot of my artist friends are the same way. They love it. And for me, it's kind of a fount of unending, just like things, like mashups of things. Just, you can combine anything and you can just like turn anything into a monster just by like mixing up all the parts. These, I call them monster portraits. They're just mini portraits, and I see them as kind of like family portraits you'd put on your desk or on a wall, like a bunch of them. But these are images from that world where monsters are kind of just, they put on clothes, they care about their hairdo, and they make themselves presentable. They want to just kind of, so they have, my creatures and monsters have rich emotional and intellectual lives. So there's a lot going on. So they're basically sitting for portraits.
And I'm a big collector of masks. Tell me about your creations.
The masks are a way for me to, again, bring the monster thing into our reality, and people take them, and then I know they're going to wear them, so they kind of become a monster for a while. And each one is unplanned, so they all just happen when I make them. There's no plan, and I don't know what it's going to look like in the end, so it's exciting for me to just be done, and then there it is.
What's going on there with that guy? What is going on there, man?
That one I call True Face, because it's the true face, because he's revealing what's really there. Again, it's like he's kind of casting off this gray, boring kind of human facade, and he's showing the exciting beast that he is underneath, and he's happy about it.
I thought it was going to be called Angry Sunburn, because that's how I feel when I'm sunburned. I want to rip my face off, right?
I feel the same way.
Yeah. All right, where could folks go online to find your awesome artwork?
Everything can be found at monstark.com.
Chris Bellini here, the Blue Jean Critic, with my quick take on the new film It, the highly anticipated big screen adaptation of Stephen King's 1986 novel. The film follows 7 kids who are being terrorized and hunted by Pennywise, a supernatural being in the form of a clown. Here's a scene from the film when Georgie, a young boy from the town, has lost his paper boat down a storm drain. When he goes to retrieve it, he meets Pennywise. And I think when you watch this scene, you're going to get a really good idea exactly what these kids are up against.
I'm not supposed to take stuff from strangers.
Oh, well, I'm Pennywise the dancing clown. Now we aren't strangers, are we?
I should get going now.
Without your boat?
I gotta be honest, I never read the book, never even saw the 1990s miniseries. So what I'm talking about here is just the film itself, and I thought it was great. The cinematography was fantastic, it was moody, it created an atmosphere that really helped pull you into this dark story. I thought the scenes were really well crafted, they maximized suspense and were filled with a lot of that on the edge of your seat tension. But the best part, it was scary, and it was also fun. The interaction between the kids had a lot of one-liners and snappy jokes that really helped lighten the film, and that's important. The filmmakers did a great job of balancing those two tones, and that really stood out. But I really liked, more importantly, the fact that there was an emotional depth and emotional development between these characters that really helped you get invested, and it made the film have an extra layer that really made it stand out and pull you in the story even more. So would I recommend the film? I'd absolutely recommend it, and I'd recommend it at full price. That's my quick take on the new film, It. Now back to Circus of Chaos.
Cousin Dave? Cousin Dave? Well, I guess that's it for Circus of Chaos. It's a nice mic.
See, people like that, right? Because we're goofing off. This TV should never be serious. Am I right?
I agree.
Right? I mean, why? We should just come clean with all of our faults, right?
What faults?
I don't know. You like clowns or no?
Yeah, I like clowns.
Okay. So you
clown around.
So, would you get into a unmarked, dirty white van with rust on it?
Yeah, depends.
Really?
Well, yeah, just a white van. Is it empty? Do I get to drive it? Is it mine now?
There might be, locks on. Yeah, there's clowns in the van.
There are clowns in the van. That changes things.
Are you a nanny, Skeksis? Oh, crap. All right, that changes the situation.
I think I wouldn't have to talk to them. Do I have to jump in immediately? I think I would just hang out with them, stay outside the van, see how they're doing, judge the situation, and then maybe jump in.
That's good advice. Judge the situation. Don't just get in there with strangers, because even if they're really friendly, usually the most friendliest ones are the most dangerous, right?
Yes.
I am freaking people out, huh? People don't like
me out.
They're freaking out. They don't like clowns. They're like, this guy's got good artwork, and then they see me, and that's it.
And they don't walk away.
Now I owe you money because you lost business.
It's okay. I'll charge you by the minute.
It's like ninja clowns.
Ninja clowns, yeah. Or maybe they'll just be like regular people. Because how many clowns do you already know? If you meet a clown, you're probably gonna be suspicious immediately, just because they're a clown. Why does it? I've ever met a witch, right? So it's how is this witch? So how is this clown? Because I don't know many clowns.
Witches scare me, so I'm probably not gonna mess with a witch.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't believe in witches. I'm just gonna walk away. So you wouldn't get in a white van?
Nope. Actually, if there's candy.
Oh, free candy.
What food in general? Is this food?
So Doritos and candy?
Yes, Doritos, yes.
Wait,
Doritos.
Okay, wait, booze?
Yeah, maybe booze.
So booze, Doritos, and candy. And
Sounds like heaven.
Okay, so that's fine. Then no one will see you guys again. It'll be fun.
All right.
Oh my God.